Hey, it's BT with Tales from a Gemini. My guest today is comedian Isiah Kelly. He was just seen on Netflix as a joke, verified stand-ups. This guy's been doing comedy for over 25 years and he's only 32 years old. That shows how much he's been in the game. We talk comedy on ships, difference between urban rooms and mainstream rooms. We just talk comedy. We get off into it. You're going to love it. You're going to love Isiah Kelly. He is definitely on the rise. Look out for his name, Isiah Kelly. Enjoy the episode. I'm so excited for this. Yeah! I love when comics come on, man. I really do. I mean, I love my racers, but man, comedy, you know. And this guy right here, well, hell, I'll let him tell the story. Hey, it's BT with Tales from a Gemini. And you know, I'm getting this guy right now, this comic right now, and I believe you're about to blow up, bro. I just feel it right now. I'm not even kissing your ass right now. I just feel right now you're about to blow up because you just did Netflix. You had a Netflix comedy special, and you were on the cover. Now, and there were some big dudes. I mean, some big people on there. And you were on the cover. I said, I better get this dude right now. So, Isiah Kelly, what's good, brother?
What's good, BT? Good to see you
man,
again,
great
man.
to see you, man. Tell me, how you feeling now, bro? How you feeling? Are you feeling yourself?
Nah, I ain't feeling myself. I feel, you know what? I feel like I've been doing comedy so long, and I started as a kid, so I always learned not to get too high.
Perfect. Yep.
Cause this shit'll humble you. This shit'll bring you back down to earth. And so I was you know, Netflix is a goal that majority of the comedians want. So I was, you know, happy for what I did, but also I was like, okay, what's next now? I got a taste of it. So what's next? Is it TV? Is it movies? Is it my own special? You know what I mean? So I didn't let it get to my head. And that was like the number one question I got from people was just like, yo, how you feel? You bougie? You feel Hollywood? And I'm like, me? Yo, I'm from the Bronx, man. We don't act like that. We be chilling. So grateful for the opportunity, grateful for Netflix reaching out to me. My last 2 years of my career been probably the best so far. So I'm looking to keep.
You've been in the game since you were what, 10? I saw
9, 10 years old. Yeah, this is my 22nd year.
Damn, bro, and you're only 30.
32.
Holy shit! Now, how'd that happen? How'd that happen?
So how I started comedy. This is the real story. 2002, I think, or 2001, whatever the year was. The Harlem Shake came out.
Yeah.
And
yeah, I remember that shit. Yeah,
you remember the Harlem Shake, right?
That cheesy shit. Yeah.
My pops,
Gerald Kelly, who's
Gerald Kelly.
That dude is. I never met him, but I've seen all his stuff. Right. I much respect to him too. I mean, it's just one of those things we just never met him personally, but man, I always respected the shit out of him, man.
Yeah. So he had this joke about how. Man, I remember back in the day, they had dance for big dudes, and all Biggie did was sit in the corner and, you know, two-step a little bit. He said, now these dances getting out of control. They got the Harlem Shake, and he was like, I don't know how to do that shit. And he like, but I know somebody who can. I'll come on stage, 9, 10 years old, and did the dance, and it was like, cut it, and did 2 jokes. And that was it. And that was my time. So I was doing that for a little minute. So that's how I started out. And I guess my pops was like, okay, this dude he ain't stage fright. He just coming out here doing it. So I guess, you know, he just kept me in it.
Okay, when you first went out there to do it, when he asked you, hey, son, do you want to do this with me? And did he, like, there we go, hey, you going to do this. I got a joke, and you going to be in it.
He was just like, you want to try something? Like, let's try something. And I was just like, all right. He threw me a microphone in the living room. He was just like, yo, do these jokes. And I was like, all right, I did them. So I don't know what he saw in me at that age to keep me like, I'm going to keep this kid in it. But it was different. Plus, you know, it was no father and son, you know, so he was trying to create, you know, something new. So I didn't even know to the magnitude of what I was doing. I didn't understand it. I didn't know I'm out in comedy streets and I'm around all these dope comedians at the time, like, Mike Epps and Patrice O'Neal, Chris Tucker. Like she was wild when I was a kid. Uh yeah, so he just kept me in it, man. And I did the Apollo. I think I did the Apollo like a few weeks into me doing comedy.
No. At 9 or 10, you did the Apollo.
I did the Apollo at 10. Yeah, because I had just turned 10 because we filmed in October 2021 or 2022, I think. So my birthday in September. So I had just turned 10, recently, like a few weeks.
You did Apollo in 5th grade.
5th grade.
Holy shit. So you did Apollo and Netflix.
Apollo
25 years apart.
God. Yep.
Holy. Yep. Now, were you scared to do Apollo? Were you scared to get booed and Sandman come out?
Nah, because I knew they didn't boo kids. Okay. So I already knew that. But I heard about booing. But once they said kids are off limits, I was like, all right, I'm cool. So I didn't really, I'll tell you when I got scared. I got scared when I got the big applause. Like, because I've only been doing bars and lounges. So I never did a crowd this big. So when I did my last joke, they went crazy and I got scared. Like I stepped back. If you watch the video, like I'll step back a little bit and I'm looking at my pops in the he's in the balcony.
Yeah.
And he going like, he do it like this. Go crazy. So I wish, looking back on it, I wish I could have indulged in that moment more. Yeah. But like I said, I was 10. So I didn't even understand what the fuck I was doing for real.
Dude.
I just knew Pop said, do these jokes and I'll go on stage and do it.
Who wrote the jokes? Who wrote the jokes?
Oh, when I was a kid, Pop, my dad wrote it.
Okay. And you just...
Yeah, I didn't even understand how to write a joke.
And you just said, go do this, and you memorized it and went out and did it.
We practice. I'm talking about hours and hours of practice. Did you want go on stage and do it?
Did you want to? I mean, it almost sounds like you were forced into it.
I was kind of forced into it. I didn't really want to do comedy until I got a little older and understood it more. Right. And then I was like, oh, okay, this is fun. Plus, I knew I was hanging out with Pops. I knew if I did comedy, I wasn't going to school the next day because he wasn't waking up early to take me because we'll be out like 3, 4 in the morning. and I'd be like, I want to go with Dad. And my mom be like, all right. And I would not. We'd be asleep. We go play. So we go shoot some hoops. Like I was like, so if I knew if I did comedy, I wasn't going to school the next day.
That's the good kind of child abuse. Not even child abuse, but that's the good kind. If you're hanging out with Dad, hey, I ain't going to school tomorrow.
I ain't going. And so I was younger, so it didn't really matter if I missed the day. Shoot.
How did you even sleep? How did he sneak you in the lounges, knowing you were 10? Ain't like you were babyface Finster. I mean, you were 10 years old. So
what it was is if certain clubs, they wouldn't let me in until it was time to go on stage. Yeah. So they had me sitting in the car till it was time for me to go up, do my thing, leave. If they sold food, it was cool. Like a Caroline's on Broadway, it was cool because they sell food and stuff like that. But like a bar and lounge, I did like my first time ever getting on stage was at the BBQs in the Bronx. And that was hosted by Capone. That was like one of the hottest nights in the city at the time. Like a Wednesday night in the Bronx, and Capone hosted that. That was my first time like really getting on stage. Now I remember that like it was yesterday. You know what I mean?
And the crowd was cool to you.
The crowd was cool. I mean, it was no kids at that time doing comedy, so that was something new.
Like a novel.
You know what I mean? I'd come in there, do my thing, and just leave. I only had like 2 jokes. So it was 2 minutes, 3 minutes. I wasn't even up there for long.
And you never got stage fright?
I never got stage fright. Nah, I never had stage fright. Like, I don't know what it was. I think because I was so clueless as a kid.
Yeah.
I didn't even understand what stage fright probably
Yeah.
was. And then, I mean, as I got older, I was doing this so long, the shit just became regular.
When did you first have your a set that bombed? Yeah,
Bomb,
where you went, oh.
I didn't really bomb until I got older, like probably like 18, 19.
Where was it at?
Um, in the Bronx. This was in the Bronx, and my pops was hosting this spot, and they just wasn't fucking with me that night. And it was like, it was crazy because I think that was like one of my first ones. But this, I'll rewind back years ago to when I was like 13 and I did the spot hosted by Capone also. This was in like Manhattan, Queens or Manhattan or something like that. I can't remember, but I did this joke at my opener and some lady, I mean some dude just yelled, boo. I didn't even get to the punchline yet. I had this joke about how I was tired of parents. I was like, I'm tired of the parents. Boo. And it fucked my whole show up. Cause I was like, oh
You weren't
shit.
used to that. You weren't used to that.
I wasn't used to that. I was 13. I was outside crying and shit. So I asked my pops. I was like, oh, is there another spot I could do before we go home? I'm 13. I'm like, can I go do another club?
Nice.
And I think, and he was like, damn. He was more proud of that out of anything. He was like, damn, you asking to go up again? Because I was like, yeah, I couldn't go home because I'm competitive.
Yeah.
I've always been competitive. It's like when I play video games, I can't go to sleep on a loss. I gotta win until I go to sleep. I'm not going to sleep on a loss. So that should have fucked with me. So that shit always stuck with me. You know what I mean? It always stuck with me. So I was like, yo, can I go get another spot? But it was no more spots that night. But I ended up getting back on stage. But man, I'm not gonna lie, man. My last time I ever bombed for real, I'll never forget. Probably about 10, 11 years ago, I did this club called the J Spot in LA.
Okay.
That was J. Anthony
Yeah.
Brown's spot. Yeah, that was his club. And sometimes I blame the audience or sometimes I blame me. This one was more of a 50-50. So I go there and it's Memphis Will birthday. And then you got Reggie Carroll. Now you got Memphis Will and Reggie Carroll. I don't know if you know them dudes, but these two are the hoodest motherfuckers around.
Yeah.
So
well, just the name Memphis Will.
It's their birthday. It's at the J Spot. 22 comedians. I'm last.
Need you say more?
I'm dead last. So this is why I'm like, all right, I'm not really tripping. They done set through a bunch of comedians. So I'm going last. You got agents there. I remember this agent, Tamara Goins. She was there. Ida Rodriguez. What's the dude from Jackie Long from ATL? He was in the movie ATL. There's some celebrities in there. And I'm up there. And, they not really laughing. They giving me like a little bullshit laugh. And it's like 6 older ladies in the front talking, like older one, like 70s probably. And it's one of their birthdays. Nice. And I didn't know it was one of their birthdays at the time. But they talking loud.
Yeah.
They talking so loud. And the Bronx came out of me. And I was like, what you old ass ladies up here talking? You old ass golden girls. I thought it was funny. Man, when I tell you the crowd went, like it was their aunties I was talking about. Man, I mean, they didn't laugh at shit else the rest of the show. And I looked at Tamara and she was just gave me this look like, and I was like, that's my time, man. I'm out. And that shit. And I had some homies there and everything. And I was just like, damn. So I'm like, the word got around so fast in LA. Yeah. It was comedians and people that wasn't even there. And I was like, nigga, what happened at the J Spot? And I'm like, damn, this is what people do. So I felt like people was waiting for me
to fail,
to have a bad moment. Because they was already hating that I was a kid and I'm closing the show and I'm headlining my own nights around this time. So people couldn't wait to say, yo, Isaiah had a bad set. So from that day forward, and I was smelling myself around that time. I was killing stages. I thought shit was sweet.
Hell
You
yeah.
know what I
Hell
mean?
yeah. How old
And
were you? How old were you? How old
uh,
were you?
I was like
Oh
21,
yeah, you're supposed to
21,
feel yourself.
22.
Man, come on now.
Yeah,
When you're in your 20s, I mean, in everything, entertainment, sports, they get on these kids. Man, they're 21, 22 millionaires. Of course, you're gonna feel
yeah,
yourself. You're supposed to have a little confidence in yourself.
right,
You know.
right. So it humbled me, and I was just like, yo, that people would never, as long as I'm in control of it, people would never see me have a bad set. Now I know nobody's past bombing because you never know any given night.
Any,
You know what I mean?
yes.
What is gonna happen? So I was just like, I'll never take it for granted again. I'll go into every show
Yeah.
thinking that I could bomb. I don't get too confident. Everyone, you get too confident, should have bring you right back down. So I noticed they even kill with this shit now.
It's almost, you know what it is? It's verbal boxing. Because in boxing, you know,
Right,
you know, you get a little too cocky. You left that guard down, and pow, you know,
right.
somebody in the audience might say something like you said with the Golden Girls or whatever. That one line, people go, "Oh, you're mean," and they will
You
will
mean
turn on you, man, and
they'll turn on you?
get them
So,
back.
but I seen them turn on me, then I see comedians turn on me. The fact that the word got out so fast and y'all wasn't even there, and I was like, damn, what the hell happened? And I was like, okay, this is what it
Yeah,
is. Like this is how people waiting on your downfall because y'all never called when I killed.
yeah.
Nobody ever came up to me and was like, man, I heard you killed that such and such. And now they do. I get it now because it's like now y'all respect me now. But back then it wasn't that. So I was real. I pay attention to everything. You know what I mean? So it stuck with me.
What comic hurt your feelings the most? That when they turned on you, or they said something behind your back that you knew was true, like you thought, oh, that's my dude, or that's my girl, or whatever, and you find out they said something, and you go, and it hurt you, you know? Because I know the business and
That
whatever, but
that they lied on me.
yeah, lied on, or they said some shit behind your back, and you thought, I thought we was cool.
Um, I don't know if this lady was joking, and I can't picture him doing it, but you just never know. This lady was just like, she seen me at a show. She was just like, yeah, I was just with Bill Bellamy. Bill Bellamy said, you on drugs, you quit comedy, you got kids. And I'm thinking she joking. I'm like, what? You playing? She was like, no, she was serious. And I was just like, I don't believe that shit. Cause
Bill's a good dude.
Bill's a good dude. That don't even sound like Bill.
Yeah,
That don't even sound like Bill. And like even when I see him, last time I seen Bill was in Detroit recently, and I haven't seen him since I did his show Who's Got
yeah,
Jokes um, on TV1. I was like 15 or some shit, and then I seen him 15, 16 years later in Detroit at the show. They crying and shit, like he was happy. You know what I
yeah.
mean? But he always showed love, even through DM or word of mouth. So when she said that, I was just like, I don't know, I don't believe that. But other than that, I'm nothing really. I mean, I'm like the nephew of comedy. I'm like everybody nephew. So I couldn't think of anything nobody could say. Like nobody ever really came to me and said such and such said this. But I don't give people room to talk about me like that. You know what I mean? I try to stay low key. I don't hang out,
Yeah.
do my shows, I
Yep.
bounce. You know what I mean? I ain't got no clique. I don't act different. I don't like Hollywood. I show love and respect
Right.
to everybody. So I don't even give you that room to say, something negative about me.
You know what? It's just, even if you do that, they'll still find, like you said, like that woman. You know, who knows what she was on? Maybe she was thinking about somebody else. But you know, even
Right.
that way, you go, okay, you know, whatever. I'm doing the best I can. I know me, and I know Bill,
Right.
so she's on something else. Yeah,
Yeah,
you know what I
exactly.
mean.
Exactly.
So now,
Yeah.
was your dad? You're always your comedy hero?
Um,
Or
my comedy hero was always Chappelle.
really? Even over your dad? Even over your
Always.
dad?
Over my pops.
Damn. Does he know
Like,
that?
yeah, he know that. Because my pops, he wanted me to be like a style of Chris Rock. So he used to try to get me to pace back and
That
forth on
that ain't you.
stage.
That ain't you.
And it wasn't
Yeah.
me. It wasn't me. But I watched Chappelle and I was like, I want that style
Yeah.
of how, and when I say style, I mean posture on stage, chilling, foot on the mic stand. I ain't moving too much. You know what I mean? I want the jokes to speak for themselves. So that was never me. So I watched that and I was like, oh, and I always caught on to his jokes. Like when I was young, man, that's funny. Now my pops, the aspect of him, he's more of the person that I learned from.
Yeah.
And like I learned good and bad, like relationships, um, how to talk to people, how to act, how to be kind to your peers and stuff like that, and how to really command the stage for
Oh,
real. Like stage presence was something that I always wanted.
yeah.
Like when I was coming up, because I used to watch comedy and I used to be like, man, a comedian will go on stage and people in the crowd will be talking. A lot of people will be talking. And then you got a few of those comedians, when they go up, everybody paying attention.
Yeah.
Everybody quiet. So I used to watch Capone. Like Capone was really the only one in New York that I seen.
Yeah.
When nobody said shit. Like they was focused. And I was like, okay, I want the stage presence like Capone. I want the joke telling delivery like my pops. And if I could get a little bit of fearlessness like talent or Rob Stapleton, I got the perfect mixture. So Capone is like where I learned my stage presence from, how to deliver, tell a joke from my pops, and the natural styles like Dave. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
so,
man.
Yeah, it's like motherfucking Thanos. It's crazy.
Now, how'd you learn the craft your joke, like the writing, get it to where it is now? Let me tell you something. If I'm going over the place, that's why I'm a Gemini.
Mm-hmm.
But
Yeah.
man, that damn last joke you did on that Netflix, motherfucker, bro, motherfucker. That last joke is so damn good. That's how. And I mean, and they had what's his name, Patel, who's a funny guy, and all respect to him, but man. You stole the show, and that last joke was just a seep. That was like the knockout punch, bro.
Yeah,
that was
and you know what? I'm trying to get more jokes like that. Like not as far as the topic, but just in general.
Yes,
and that showed me like, oh, I got potential. That showed me that I ain't even reached my potential with comedy.
I know you haven't. I know you haven't.
I don't even think I touched it yet. I'm just now figuring it out right now. Like I'm becoming a man, and you know what I mean, growing up. So my comedy had to change so much in my life, from a kid to a teenager to a young adult to now a grown man. So shit had to change, so many different phases, and that itself is challenging. You know what I mean? So now I'm able to talk about my truth. You know, like that was true.
Dude, and
that's why I think it's so funny, because it's some real shit. And I was on Instagram Live. Now this happened to me years ago, like 2015, 2016, that situation. And I was on live and I was just talking about it. And it was like, you don't do that on stage? And I was like, nah, I was just talking. And it was like, nigga, you gotta do that. So I was just like, all right. And when I tell you, I the first time I ever did it, I was at the Portland Helium.
Yeah.
And it killed. Like, and for people that's not into comedy, when you do a new joke that kills off rip, your confidence goes so crazy with that joke.
You almost feel the it's like, you know, like you get goosebumps almost, you know?
Yes.
You almost feel invincible.
Yes. So when I did it, and I'm talking about, it killed like a joke I've been doing for 20 years. And I said, oh, I got one. And when I broke Lavelle, when Lavelle was like, nigga, Yeah, that Dick Pic joke is crazy. And I
Dude,
was just like,
yes.
I got it. So now I gotta try to figure out how can I do more stuff like that? Because it's like I want to do more of I didn't see that coming type of comedy,
Yes.
and the style I already got with I probably seen that coming, but it's funny or it's relatable to everybody.
Now, do you do your best like by yourself writing, or like you said, do Instagram Live or talking to people, and they go, "You should do that." You go, "Oh, okay." I mean, is that where your best stuff comes from?
I think my best stuff really comes from when I'm mentally like at peace, when I'm not worried about the next thing, like life,
Yeah.
regular life shit.
Hell yeah.
But when I'm just like in a good space, shit just flows.
Yeah,
And I
man.
start thinking like, bam, bam, oh, okay, bam, bam. It's crazy. Like it happens a lot. And I just go on my notes. And I got so many jokes in my notes that I haven't even done yet. And I
Really?
haven't even tried. Yeah, I haven't even tried it because I'm like, I'm on the road so much. Like if I'm with Lavelle, it's like, all right, I'm traveling with Lavelle, so let me do my best shit
Yeah.
because this ain't my show, and I gotta warm it up for him.
Yeah.
So let me do the shit that I know is gonna work. Let me not come out here and play. I throw in stuff when I'm on the road with me. Now I want to get to the point where I'll just do a whole set, but I'm like, I don't want people to leave like it was all right.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I still want to give people a show with
Right.
the shit that I know that works. So I'll throw it in here and there. And that's why like New York is like the perfect place for that to get up at rooms and just try shit.
New York and Boston, man, and the East Coast comics, and particularly New York and Boston, have the best comics. I mean, I really think you can't mess with them. And if
Nah,
you put you on stage and you don't tell me where you're from, I can go, he's from New York or he's from the East
right.
Coast. I mean,
Right. Right.
you just know a New York Boston comic, man, because that shit is
Right.
it's gully, bro, and you feel that
Yeah.
shit, and
Yeah.
it's the
Yep.
writing, it's everything. You know what I mean?
Yep. Yep.
And what do you think makes you guys so good?
Um, man, the city, living in the city, the concrete jungle, being on top of each other, and being around so many good comedians. Like you'll do a show and everybody's a killer. So it brings out that competitiveness in you. Like, oh, I gotta kill too.
Yeah.
So and then we do so many messed up rooms and Brooklyn with the Jamaicans, the Haitians. Then you go to the Bronx, you got the Dominicans, Black people, Puerto Ricans, Jamaicans, and you doing so many of those clubs where it's just like you gotta fight to get a laugh.
Right. Right.
And then that's just sticks with you no matter where you go. You do that shit for so long. When you go on the road, you stand out. Like I did a show, I forgot where I was at, and he was like, "Yeah, man, they rowdy here." And I'm like, really? This is rowdy to y'all? Like, you serious, bro? I didn't have to do a show. Freddie Ricks got this spot called Footprints, Brooklyn. And I had to do this show, Game 6, NBA Finals, Heat and Spurs. And we're like, we about to start the show. Ray Allen hit the game tying three to go into overtime. And it was like, all right, they turned the TV off and them Jamaicans lost it. Blood clot, put the fucking game on. And it was like, all right, now we don't get on stage till 1:30, 2 in the morning. I live in the Bronx, so I'm not getting home to 4, maybe 5. You know what I mean? So you got to go through stuff like that, and then then they don't even want to listen
Yeah,
to
man.
comedy.
Yeah.
They just here for the roster pasta, the drinks, to look at some women and go home. So you got to go through that in a lot of those rooms, man. So that's what makes us strong. We could just go anywhere and just shine.
Well, with your laid back style, how do you catch people? Because I mean, your style, it's nice, it's laid back, but I can't see you don't like you said you don't get too up, and you don't.
Yeah.
Hey, I can't see you yelling. So how do you grab them with your style?
When my pops told me, and I watched Richard Pryor and he was like, "Yo, you see Richard, like Richard move, but he was like his punchline is high. So if you going to have low, energy, you gotta make sure that punchline is strong."
Yeah.
So I was just like, "Oh, okay." So no matter what I say, or no matter my posture or my energy, I know that the jokes got to be so good that they can laugh. And
Right.
then the crowd will pick up on your style. They'll be
Yes.
like, "Oh, he one of those comedians. He ain't about to be all over the place, but he got jokes." So I'm able to grasp the crowd just having material. And they be like, "Oh, okay, that's funny. Oh, okay, this is his style. He could talk about anything with this same energy, but it's gonna be funny."
Yeah. Okay. Now, do you feel now that you're in your zone now? I mean, do you feel like everything's hitting like the way you want now? Like it's like the ball is rolled. Like you've been in the business like a while, 20 something years, but do you feel
Right.
now that Netflix is out and everything that you just feel like I know you're doing the festival in June, isn't it? The Netflix.
In May.
Yeah,
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 in
yeah,
May,
yeah.
Netflix Festival, yeah.
So I mean, you got to feel like this is your time. I mean, I feel like this is your time, which is weird to say, but when I saw that special, that last joke, and then I saw that you got in May the Netflix is a joke, and then you just did State Street, and they left you that note. I just feel now, man, I think you're in that you're ready. You're ready now.
Yeah. I'm definitely ready now. Like when I felt like I was ready years ago, I wasn't. But now I feel like I'm in my bag a little bit, and they starting to really see that I'm funny. And like even when I go to these when I do these clubs, like I just did the State Street, like you said, and they telling me, "Yo, we had some of the best comedians here. This is by far the best weekend we've ever had. Like, you're the funniest guy we've ever seen here. This was the best show we've ever been a part of." And I'm like, damn, like I'm doing something. I'm doing something right. I got to. I got to be doing something right. So I know that I always stand out when I'm on the show. And no matter, who I'm with, no matter the show, they like, man, you just different. Like you was just like one of our favorites. You know what I mean? So I'm starting to get that a lot.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So yeah, that's really what it boils down to.
Now, now I know you do all kind of different rooms, but have you noticed the difference or like between like say all urban room, whatever, black room, whatever, and then you go say to the Midwest, like you said in Madison or wherever in
Oh,
Midwest,
right.
and the cruise ships, because that's where we met.
Yeah.
So do
Yeah.
you or at all? Because I know sometimes I used to get a lot of flack. Hell, I still get a lot of flack from working the mainstream or white room, so to speak.
Right.
From blackity black comics. Oh, you work the
Right.
mainstream. Like, do you
Right,
get
right,
that,
right.
or did you notice the difference?
Well, the to me the crowds are the same. Besides the cruise we did, I think that was probably one of the worst cruises. Long Beach is like it's like one of those ones where it's just like I don't want to do Long Beach. I mean, we were having good shows, but it was like remember when people was coming up like that lady came up to us crying because she didn't like certain jokes we did. You had a joke she didn't like.
What was the
And then
joke I had? What was the joke I had?
huh?
She didn't, what was the joke I had? She didn't like. What was
You
that?
had a joke about school shooting.
Oh, okay. That was a cruise where it was the country people, right?
Yes.
The country, and then she made me so goddamn mad because she was like,
Yeah.
I can't believe you did that joke. And then she goes, I don't know if I told you. Then she goes, I don't care if you make fun of the queers or the whatever. And I go, oh, well, fuck you then.
Right.
And then I walked away from her. Yeah, I remember that shit.
You remember that? And then she was like, I didn't really like your Trump joke. It was just like, and I was just like, I mean, the shows that was okay, but I was just like, oh, these different type of white folks. They laid back. A lot of them was from Utah, Iowa, and shit like that. Bunch of Asians and shit. But I was just like, oh, okay. I know what cruise not to do. Like I live in LA, so it's easy to get to Long Beach and come right back home. I ain't got to go through customs and get on a plane. I could just go home. But so that's why I was just like, but like when I did out like Texas, Galveston,
Yeah.
and white people, they different. they come to laugh. You know what I mean? They lined up after your show, and they was just like, "Yo, you was great." Guy was in New Orleans, Florida, Miami.
Miami's different, bro.
Miami's different.
Miami's real different.
Miami's different.
Yes,
You know what I
is.
mean?
Yeah,
So
man. Yes.
yeah, so it was. I started knowing those differences with cruise ships, but then I was just like, funny is funny, but like the difference between white rooms and like mostly urban rooms, you're able to build your material in the white rooms. I'm able to go down there because white people give you that leeway to be funny.
Yeah, you know,
They can stick with the story. They can stick. They like to see the progress of a joke.
yes.
Urban rooms, where we started at, is the first thing you say
Yeah.
gotta be funny for me to listen to you your next 10 to 15 minutes.
Yes.
There's that first 2-3 minutes is dry. They start talking, they're gonna get on their phone and stuff like that. So we don't have a lot of the comedians don't have that opportunity. But when my pops used to put me in both and show me both. But as I got older, I was doing more of the urban rooms. And then they started passing me, in the mainstream night. And it was just different. It was different. I was like, oh, I got time to build a joke here.
Yeah.
And see what it's like. You know what I mean?
Establish that jab. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you gotta establish, and they let you do that. They're gonna laugh anyway, probably, because they just happy. Their bills is paid. Fuck everything. It's good with them. Black people come out, niggas come out, bills, something past due. They owe some turned over. They're gonna come out, but that's welling on their mind. In mainstream rooms, they ain't got no fucking worries. They good. The school, their kids' tuition is paid, their bills is paid, credit score up. They coming to laugh.
They ain't got no worries. They just sit back.
No worries at all.
Well, I'm glad you said that, because I think, you're more urban than me. And it's not like I think in the beginning I avoided him a little because it was like you said, I like to maybe establish a joke, establish a jab, and then come in. And I couldn't grab him at the urban room. But I will say this: I don't think you were doing comedy back then. Yeah, I was in the '90s. I don't think you were doing comedy.
Wow.
But when Comedy Zone had they had urban rooms on the weekends, and I would do mainstream rooms during the week, and Friday and Saturday they did these urban rooms in like Greensboro, North Carolina, and Norfolk. And Norfolk is, it's like yeah. And I went in nervous, but I tell you what, man, once I got that rhythm to me, dude, I was like, okay. I was nice with it. Once I got that rhythm to me, and I got them on my side, and I was feeling myself, and then for some reason, they quit booking me. And I went back to mainstream, and then I got all white again, and then
Right.
But now I'm not nervous like I used to be. You know what I mean? Like now it's like, I can get these guys. It's
right. Now you at the point where you don't really give a fuck. You be like, all right. Like you feel like I could get y'all now.
Yeah, exactly. I feel like no matter what, I'm gonna get you. Whether it's crowd work or I'd rather be material, but whatever, I'm gonna get you. You know what I mean?
Right. And that's all that matters, really.
Yeah, I mean, but it just let me have my time, listen to me and whatever. But but sometimes those nights, man, if something happened and I see him walking, I go, oh well, I lost one. You know
right.
What I mean?
Right.
But you gonna lose some. You gonna lose.
Yeah, you gonna lose some. You gonna lose some.
So sure. Now, do you plan on do you want to act in it, or is your stand-up strictly your thing? Because some people, that's all they want to do, which is fine. Ain't nothing wrong with that. But they strictly stand up. But some people like myself, man, I always want to be an actor also. So what's your
I definitely want to act. I told myself this year I'm gonna put more energy into it. That's what Tony Rock was telling me. He was like, yo,
God damn,
you got the comedy down pat now. You get that acting down pat. So yeah, I definitely want to act, man. Commercials, movies, TV, something. That's where I'm at now. It's like, okay, now I want to land a role somewhere. Now I can start selling some more tickets and make some more money on the road. People see you on TV, they're gonna come out to see you. So
I can see that easy, man. You could be the neighbor, the fun neighbor, or the cool
Right.
ass. You know what I mean?
Right.
I can easily see it. And honestly, if you shave, I was looking at you right now. If you shave all this and kept this, dude, you're Martin Luther King. I'm not bullshitting, bro. If you shave this, you could be a young Martin Luther King. If they like MLK in a comedy. MLK
Right.
sitcom, you know, I mean, I don't know how many seasons it could go because, you know, but still, I think an MLK sitcom, dude,
Right.
I mean, seriously, if you shave this, I'm looking at you right now, if you shave this and made that a little thinner, dude, you looking just like MLK, bro.
MLK, that's
I
funny.
ain't bullshitting. As a sitcom, think about it. No one thought about putting him as a sitcom, but you could do it. Right,
Nah, that's
MLK
funny.
as a comedy character, man, dude, you should do that
That's
shit.
funny.
Right there,
MLK, the comedian.
What we call it? What we call it? The Dream Series?
Yeah, I like that.
Oh, okay.
I like the Dream Series.
MLK, the Dream. Something, man. We can get MLK like this. Nobody knew the comedy part of him. It's always seriousness and speech is it. But shit,
Yeah.
man, you put that comedy spin
They
on.
didn't know MLK had hoes. He had side chicks.
And he was funny with 'em.
wilding out. He was wilding out night before when he wasn't on the damn podiums.
You see that, man? MLK just sitting in bed, smoking a cigarette, some fine ass bitch next to him, man. That's you, bro.
That's funny as hell.
Put it on Netflix.
Right.
Oh, shit. The Netflix series, MLK has you've never seen him before.
Right.
You know what I mean? Dude, there we go. I gave you the idea. Write it. I gave you the idea.
I got you. I got you.
And what else, man? What else would you like? What else would you like to do? I mean, there's acting. How about directing? I mean, that's the great thing about entertainment, man. There's so many different
I'll
doors.
say writing. I haven't really got to directing yet, but definitely writing, producing. Like, I got such a great mind. Like when I watch people,
Yeah.
like, you know, and I'm able to like write, a joke for them, or, you know, help them with tags and stuff like that. Or like even when I watch plays, I went to this Obama play in LA last month, I think it was, or the month before. But I'm watching the play, and this dude come up to me after the play. He was just like, "Hey man, you didn't laugh at nothing tonight." And I was like, "No, I was laughing." He was like, "You a comedian?" I'm like, "Yeah, how you know?" Because he said you had that look like I would have said this. And I'm like, "Damn, how tough is you looking at me?" But then I was like, "Damn, you right." And
Yeah.
there was a lot of stuff that it was funny, but I'm like, if they would have did this would have blew the roof off. You know what I mean? And I could tell that the writer wasn't a comedian. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
he was trying to find the funny, and they was just gonna laugh because it's a play. Everybody, that's what they do. You know, they at the play, they gonna laugh at what they think is supposed to be funny and a punchline. But I was just like, if they would have said this, even I told one of the ladies in the play, I'm like, "Yo, how you think this sound?" She was dying laughing. Like, "You should tell our writer that." I'm like, "Nah, I don't want to intervene with the writer." But I was just like, when I was watching the play, I'm like, I could be a great writer.
Yeah, man. I mean, but that's what we do, though. You know, you watch somebody
Right.
and you go, "Oh, why didn't they say that it was right there?"
Right.
Right
There.
You ever do that to comics and they get mad? Thank you. You ever had a comic get mad like, "Hey, I know what I'm doing," or
Nah, I kind of know who to tell. Like, I really just keep that between the homies. Like my
Yeah.
homies in comedy, we
Yeah.
always give each other like, "Yo, you should have just said this." So that way there's no ego or nothing out the way. But like a random person,
yeah,
I'll be like, "Nah," because they might come across like that, and they might not like no feedback, because they might think the way they thought is the best way and the only way. So fuck it. That's on you to figure out. If you ever come up with say it like this.
you know, I feel you on that because like it's like if I say, "Hey, you ever tried doing this?" and they have an attitude, I would get so fucking mad then. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, because I'm trying to be nice, and if they came out back with an attitude, I'd be like, well, fuck it then.
Right.
And then, then there's a little tension there. So
Right.
So it's like,
Right.
yeah.
So I don't even do it unless we cool for real.
Yeah. Now, who's the guys you look up to now that you consider on a different level, that you want to get to that level? Like, I always ask people their top 5 in the now. Their top 5 in the now. And who would you right now that they're on a level you go, fuck?
So, I mean, Dave, for sure.
Right.
Um, Bill Burr. Um, and Eddie
Griffin.
Murphy.
Well, I mean, that's doing comedy now. It's doing stand up now.
But
Doing
what I
stand-up
what
now.
I mean, like he done did so much. He don't even need to do it no more. So I'm looking at that aspect, like getting to that point one day where it's like I don't have to go do 8 shows this weekend. I done did so much in my career. I'm able to do a movie here and there when I want to.
I don't think people realize how great. Think about that. He only did like 2 hour specials,
Right.
and his. I mean, it's like he came on at the right time.
Mm-hmm.
And think about it, was HBO was pretty much the only game in town.
Right.
And he had Showtime, but not really. And he came in and he was ready and he was focused. It was everything. It was a perfect storm.
Perfect.
He was focused. There was only so many, it was only like there could only be one.
Right.
And he had it all, man. He
had
wasn't
it all.
high on drugs. He was focused, and he went. Think about his presence is still felt to this day. Because you said Eddie Murphy, when you could have mentioned so many other comics that are still in the game, and you mentioned Eddie. That shows his fucking presence.
And his presence is crazy. Like I still watch his movies, and I'd be like, damn, like to be a comedian and being able to play so many different roles, I'm like, that dude is like, he's the GOAT for me as far as like everything. My comedy GOAT stand up is Dave Chappelle, but like the upper echelons is Eddie, like over everybody.
Eddie is so damn. You know who on a smaller scale is Jamie Foxx. I mean, as far as talent goes,
Jamie Foxx is right up there. Not even a smaller scale. He right there.
He does. Right. I don't think he's directed yet. Has he? Has he directed yet?
I'm not sure, but I know he was doing stand up. He's singing and acting is crazy. Yeah. So Jamie is right there.
And then when he did the ESPYs, he did tennis ball.
Right.
Man, that shit.
Yep.
Yeah, man. Eddie, man. Yeah. Eddie and Jamie,
they up there. Their talent is different.
Fuck, man. That's why I love the game, man.
Right.
Like you said, you're 25 years in, and you still, like I said, you're at that precipice. That's why, like, I want to talk to you now before it's like I had to talk to somebody, and then they get the word to you. You know what I mean?
Right.
That's why I was like, I'm gonna get this dude now before he act like he don't know.
Nah, never that. I'm still trying to get back on. I'm still trying to get out there with you, man. Them ships. I'm gonna get out there again one day.
Okay, so before I leave, because people always talk about ship comics and this and that. Have you heard the negative about ship comics, and did it affect you wanting to work on a cruise ship?
So the negative thing I heard about cruises were, it was a few things, man. They was just saying you're gonna get stuck on cruises. You're never gonna do clubs no more. It's boring. The crowds are not good. The crowds is whack for real. Just go get your money though, because they pay good. So number one was wrong because I was doing cruise ships and still in the clubs. And then the next thing, the crowds weren't boring. Fun crowds, great crowds. And then when they like you, they're gonna come see you. And then your next show is gonna be so packed, some people can't get in because the word done got around, the ship. So that was really the negative thing. I mean, you have your days where it's boring because I'm a PlayStation guy. So if they had it set up to where I could play online on the ship, I'll be on cruises every month. I can't wait. You hear me? See, you're a movie guy. You got your movies and you watch your movies, how you watch them, you set up and you good. And you was telling me that when we was on, you was like, man, this is how I watch. I watch all these movies. You showing me and I'm like, damn.
That's right. I was, wasn't I? That's right. That's right. Yeah.
I wasn't, I'm not a big movie guy. I watch movies, but it's like, it ain't my thing like that. You know what I mean? Like the PlayStation is my thing, and
What's your game? What's your game? What's your
Madden
game?
2K and Call of Duty. So if I'm able to
Oh,
play that, like, you know, and sometimes it's really fellowship with the homies because we be in the group, they got group chats, and we be on the headset. We just be talking, playing, and then the days go by so fast. You know, on the ships, I got 4 channels in there: ESPN, the boat channel, the news, and fucking
Poach.
and cricket. They playing cricket on the goddamn TV.
People
So
don't. For people ain't. They don't know about the cruise ship. You get you get your crew cabin, and they have a weird ESPN, like, and they'll just switch when the hell they want to. You be
yeah, it's
watching.
like
You watch the
ESPN
basketball game, and yeah, ESPN Caribbean, and all of a sudden they're
Caribbean,
playing cricket,
yeah, and they
and
playing
you're like, what the
cricket,
fuck is this?
and you know I got in trouble, not in trouble, but they talked to me my first cruise because I didn't know certain channels you get in your room they don't have in the sports bar.
Yes, yeah,
I didn't know that.
yeah.
So
Me neither. Yeah, me neither.
you know, my first cruise I ever did was out of New Orleans. So LSU is playing Alabama.
Oh,
So that sports bar is crazy, but they don't
yeah.
have the channel. And I go to the dude, I said, I got the channel in my room. How y'all ain't got it up here? Boy looked at my name tag. I got a call the next day. I mean, the crews with comedy, they wasn't really tripping. They was just like, yo, just be careful. Sometimes they be tripping. But I was like, oh, I didn't know that. Like, yeah, I
Yeah.
didn't put that in the pamphlet in these 30,000 pages that y'all sent me before I got on here. I didn't know that. You know what I mean? So
Yeah, shit gets crazy, man.
yeah, it was
Yeah.
crazy, man. So, but yeah, man. But it's this I wish I could talk to somebody with Carnival that'll like allow that to happen. I really think they need some younger minds over there, over the whole thing, not even the comedy department, over
Well, now they got,
everything.
but now they got a whole new staff now. And you should hit them up again, man. They got a whole new staff, bigger ships now. You know.
Yeah, man. And I
So
just, well, if y'all could just do that for me, I'll come back. Hey, I'll
man.
come back because that motherfucker $3,000 hitting my account every week. As soon as I get off that cruise, oh man, I was spending so much money because I knew I had a cruise coming next week.
Isn't that the greatest? I mean, it's not like that now, but wasn't it the greatest when you knew you had that money coming?
God.
And you would, I mean, it wasn't like a club where they go, hey, guess what? You know, we got shut down or
Right.
the IRS hit us up. You knew that money was coming.
I knew that
so,
money
man,
was coming as soon as I signed off. It was either in there that day or the next day. And it was there every time. And that's when we was doing back-to-backs. So I'll stay off the back-to-back and make the double the money. I stay on there a week. Oh my God, man. And I was like, man, this money was so good. I see why they stay out here. It was so many comedians I was working with. And they was like, yeah, this dude been doing comedy. They was introducing people doing comedy 30 years. And I was like, I ain't never heard of this dude. And he was just like, yeah, I've been doing this shit since 19. I'm like, damn, 19 what? 2000 is what? I was like, you've been on here forever.
Hey man, don't be saying that shit. I've been 19 too, so don't start that shit, man. Make me feel all old as shit. 19. That shit does sound. You ain't got.
Damn, I was born in 91.
Hey, you ain't got to be that way, man. I got feelings, man. Shit.
But I work with one dude. He has just. I always think of him because he just has such a big of an ego on there.
Who was it? Please tell me.
Damn, I can't remember that dude's name.
Tell me, please tell me. Come on. Where was he from?
I don't even know where he was from. We didn't really interact.
Black or white?
Black dude. He black dude.
Older?
Yeah,
older?
I mean, yeah.
Carl Strong?
No, not Carl Strong.
Huh? Morris?
I didn't work with him.
Think. Big ego, right?
People.
Jerome?
Huh?
Light skin or shit. Out of where? Long Beach?
No, we left out of, I want to say Maryland.
Shit. Was he New York? New York dude?
Nah, I forgot where dude was from. Man, when I gotta look through my phone because I know we probably Facebook friends or something like that. But yeah, he was telling the comedy host, man, I need you to say you've been on BT Comedy View, Def Comedy Jam. I'm like, I never seen this dude. Um, I've been on this and that. So he introducing him. So he said this guy has been on Def Comedy View. You know these dudes. These dudes are from the Philippines. They don't fucking know. Like, give them a break. He's like, he's been on Def Comedy View. Give it up. Such and such. So he go up there. This dude got sound cues and everything, music cues. He get off stage and he like, yeah, man, you messed my intro up. It's Def Comedy Jam, not Def Comedy View. So, my intros was always simple, no matter what show I am. They're like, what you want me to bring you up to? How you want me to introduce you? From New York. Okay. What else? That's it. I'm from New York. We could add in very funny if you want to, but this dude came all the way from New York. Isiah Kelly. That's all I need. Credits don't mean shit.
Yes. Dude, mine is more simple than you. I took mine from Purple Rain. I remember when he goes, ladies and gentlemen,
right.
The time. Right, and I tell him, I said, listen, I want you to do it. I don't want to hear all that bullshit like, make some noise. I don't want to hear that shit. Right. I don't want to hear, y'all ready for, I just said, listen, I just want you to go, ladies and gentlemen, BT. And that's all I want you to say. Right. And sometimes I have to go, listen, say, ladies and gentlemen. When they go, no, where you from? I literally say, go, listen, say, ladies and gentlemen, right. BT.
Yeah.
And sometimes, and I'll get and I'd rather go up to, then right. I'd rather go up to that, right. And that way, okay, good. I gotta earn your thing, but to that, all that, I don't need.
And
that
a lot
shit.
of the comedy hosts used to tell me like, "Man, you so easy to work with," and I'm like, "Damn, yes. I mean, these dudes giving y'all problems on a damn cruise." They was like, "You don't understand what we gotta go through with the comedians," and they was just like, "Your intro is just so simple." Because I'm like, "Yo, people don't care what you've been on." I said, that works in comedy clubs. What you've been on, get them out to come see you.
Yeah.
But once you get on stage, whatever you've been on, go out the window. Now, can you be funny? Because they'll look at you and be like, damn, he been on BET. How he get on there? He ain't funny. How the hell did he get on TV? So I always learn credits don't mean nothing. Just bring me up regular.
Who was your hardest to follow? Who was your hardest person to follow?
Hardest comedian I ever had to follow was a dude named Smokey Suarez from Harlem, New York. And I followed him. I was like 19 or 20. And we was in Newark, New Jersey. And everybody know Newark is rough. Yeah. Yes. They don't laugh at shit. Like, they steal your car. So that's what Newark is known for. They steal your damn car, and that's it. So Smokey went up there and killed. I mean, he killed. And I went up there with that little cute 18, 19-year-old shit. They wasn't fucking with it. And I was like, I was getting laughs. Not like I was bombing, but it wasn't nearly what he was doing. And I was like, ooh, that was tough. That was tough. So he got to see me again. He got to see me again. He got to.
Best comedy advice you ever got? Best comedy advice
I ever got was from this dude. I don't even talk to him no more. This guy named Tone, from the Bronx. Him and my pops went to school together, but they fell out. Then me and him fell out. But anyway,
it happens.
he was like, yo, you funny on stage? But he said, nigga, off stage, you say the funniest shit I ever heard off stage. He said it. If you can bring who you are off stage, on stage, he said, you gonna become a beast. He was like, I promise you. And I was younger, so I didn't really get it. I didn't know how to do both. You know what I mean? And then as I started doing more shows and more shows, it just finally clicked. And I was like, you know what I mean? That's some of the best advice I ever got and ran with it.
Nice, man. It's paying off, brother.
Paying off,
I mean, it really is, man. I
paying
mean,
off.
God, I'm telling you, this time next year, man, I won't be able to talk to you, bro.
I'm
I'm
always
gonna have
gonna
to go
come
do
up
two or
here,
three
man.
people.
I ain't one of those. I
Yeah,
ain't
you
one of
say that
those
now.
dudes, man. If I
You
could fit
say,
in the time, if I ain't busy, I'm doing it, man. I don't care.
brother,
Cause you
I
showed me,
appreciate you
I ain't
coming
gonna
by.
lie, you showed me a lot of love on the cruise. Like we was cool and everything, and I was newer on cruise ships, so I don't ever forget that. Like I remember the second cruise I ever did, it was with this guy. I can't remember his name. I'm bad with names today, but I could tell the cruises was his baby, and
Yeah,
rewind 2017, I go on this cruise out of New York, going to the Bahamas, and we go to the comedy show. And I wasn't doing cruise ships yet. I was like,
yeah.
still I was inquiring about it. I said, hey man, I'm a comedian too. Um, how can I get on here? And he gave me a cold shoulder, no eye contact, brushed me off. Oh, you gotta go on the website, figure it out. Oh, okay, cool. I'm like, man, look how God worked. My second cruise, I'm on here with him. And I said, I'm a kill this dude every show. Every show we do, it's gonna be if he gotta because you know how they do back to backs where
Yeah,
the other comedian going right after you.
yeah.
And I killed on purpose. And I was telling somebody that was on there with me with the cruise. I remember old boy that was acting funny, killing him. So I don't tell him this yet. I don't even tell him.
Yeah.
I'm playing it cool. And he's introducing me as the new guy. Hey, this is the new guy. This guy is new. This is second cruise. Now we did the journey. We did the journeys cruise.
Yeah.
You know the journey. That's where they've been on there,
10, 15 days.
right? And they all
Yeah.
all white people. They's
Yes. Old white
all
people.
white people. So we fly into
Yeah.
Belize, and he's just like, yeah, it's the new guy, man. We breaking him in. Like if I've been doing comedy 19, 20 years at this time, or whatever the time
Yeah.
was. Like I ain't new. What you mean new? So I
Right.
already had a chip on my shoulder because you played me a
Yeah.
couple years ago. And now you calling me new? I said, I bet. So he was like, yo, whatever you need, you know where my room is at. We're gonna go to the Walmart tomorrow when we get off the cruise in Florida. Um, come meet to Walmart because I had to go to Walmart anyway. So he go up, do his thing. And me personally, I'm on there. I don't really watch the show like the comedians sometimes, unless I know them. And I haven't really worked with nobody I knew besides one that I knew
Yeah.
before cruise. That was Steve Wilson.
Yeah.
So I watched that, but I didn't really watch. And he was like, I'm gonna check you out. I'm gonna check you out. And I'm killing. I am killing. Like, and me, man, I got a competitive nature. I can go into different zones with comedy. I can go into the
Yeah.
zone where I'm a kill, I could be funny, or I can go into the zone where I'm gonna just really fuck shit up because you
Yeah.
played me type of
Yeah.
funny.
Yeah.
So
That's New York. New York style. Yeah.
right. So I went into that. And I'm talking about everything. I call it my New York bag. My everything is bam, 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 fast pace. And 30 minutes. I'm talking about within 15, all I see is him walk out. He walked out and I was like, got him. I got him. And then people coming up to me. I mean, you know how them people on cruises are. They be like, you was our favorite. You was the best.
Right in front of
Right. And he's right here.
Yeah. They ain't got no chill. They got no
They
chill.
got no chill. He's right here. And I'm like, oh my God. Like I remember I did the cruise with you and they walked out and one lady was like, I can't choose who's the best or who I like the best. And I'm like, ain't no fucking competition. I said,
Yeah.
I'm here to get this money. I ain't in no competition. Like, we just here to get this money. As long as we both funny, you can love both. You
Yeah,
can
man.
like both of us equal. It ain't got to be no comp. But
Exactly, man.
him, he walked out. They saying that he's seeing all the love I get. So then I noticed as the cruise go on, every time I came around him, he'll leave. He'd be like, "Oh, I gotta go. I'm gonna go up to the deck. Go up, give me the burger." I'm like, "All right, cool." You know what I mean? Like, I'm thinking we're cool. So then back to the Walmart situation. I'm like, "Yeah, we in the cab. We going to Walmart." "Oh, no. I'm gonna go to the mall. I'm gonna walk around the mall, man. And man, I'm gonna go do the Walmart thing. You go ahead." So I was like, "Oh, this dude don't want to be around me," because every show I was kicking his ass. And then by the time we got up the last day, I was like, "Yo, remember you did New York, man, in the Bahamas, man? Remember that comedian that came up to you was asking, like, oh yeah, that was you." That was me. And nice to meet you, bro. I'll see you around here again. And that was it. That was
Oh,
it.
you know what that was like? That's like, hey, I'm Benny Blanca from the Bronx.
Right.
Remember that? That's what that was. You Benny Blanca
Right,
from the Bronx.
right. And you treat people good on the way up, man. You might be over somebody at a certain point in your life, man, but you treat everybody equal. You don't treat nobody different.
Yeah,
That's
man.
what I learned from that. So I had to smoke his ass real quick.
Man, I'm up against it. My producer tell me got to wrap it
Yes,
up.
yes,
Bro,
yes.
I appreciate you coming on, Isaiah, man. I'm so happy for your success. It is well deserved.
Appreciate it.
And I mean, man, you even bigger things, bro. I can't wait to see you shine
Hey, man,
even more,
anytime you
brother.
need me, man, I'll pull up, man.
Bet, and I make sure I don't piss you off on the cruise ships.
Nah, you ain't.
Hey, I want you to write Young Martha. That's what Young Martin.
Young Martin.
That's what it is.
Yeah, Martin.
Young MLK and Young
I'm
Martin.
gonna bring you in on that too.
Dude, definitely. Young Martin,
Yup,
bro.
my man.
Young Martin. Hey, I'm BT with Tales from a Gemini. I gotta go. That's my guest, Isiah Kelly. Check him out on Instagram at his IG, Isiah Kelly, and check him out on his new Netflix special. What's it called? It's just
Verified
Netflix is the
Stand-Up.
joke, right? Verified Stand-Up. Check him out. You're gonna laugh your ass off. I promise you. I gotta go. Thank you, Isaiah. Thank you, guys. And like I say about this time, you know the word. Peace.